d3ART, D3 Augmented Reality Technology. So what is it? Well, essentially it's a software program. The software program looks at standard images and overlays a 3D object on that image. So we're taking reality and then augmenting it to a different level. Here are three standard images. One contains the D3 logo and the other two are standard images. What we're now going to do is to introduce those images to the camera attached to a PC and a LCD screen. When the camera looks at the image, the software interprets that image and overlays a three-dimensional model onto that image, therefore creating reality into augmented reality. So earlier we showed you the cards for the recognition system so that the camera mounted onto the AV screen can recognise the image. Here's one we showed you earlier with the D3 logo on it. Now as Paul introduces this into the field of view of the camera, hey presto, we now have a 3D image of a Hummer, which Paul can rotate. He can change the angle or the inclination of the image to give you a real perspective of what this vehicle looks like. The image also automatically sizes the vehicle to the size of the footprint of the image. We can also use a different image for a different product or service. This just happens to be an F-18 Hornet, and as you can see you get a three-dimensional view through the cockpit, the various armaments, its control surfaces, as well as any munitions that it's carrying, but again it's scaled the image to the size of the card in relation to the size of the object. Our last image has some other benefits. Again, 360-degree panoramic viewing, but actually if Paul places this one on the surface, we can now use our keyboard from our PC to actually introduce movement to the image. This enables you to place the item exactly where you want it, or indeed park it straight back on top of the image that's generating this 3D vision. d3ART represents a huge opportunity. It's a way of showcasing your product in a completely different way. So for example, if you're attending a live event, this could really act as an interesting and innovative way to attract people to your stand. It's also a mechanism to display your product without actually having to take your product to the event. So let's imagine you're involved in technology or machinery. You could save the cost of transportation of some of your goods, merely introducing them to the scale and to the content using augmented reality. But the implications for this type of technology are far-ranging. For example, in education, this could be used to help young people throughout their training in visualising and understanding the technology with regard to the products that they're actually looking at.